Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, now you know. Right now we on Mr. Step Back. Aye. We're on Mr. Cade Cunningham himself. I'ma start. My nickname for Cade is Cade the Chameleon Cunningham. What type of game you want? What type of bucket you want? Oh, you want me to turn into assist? Oh, you want me to take you down low around the rim and hit you with the You want me to come off up the screen and just drop a hot one in your mouth? What you want? You want me to take it to the rank, dunk all over your face? What you want? Cause that's what he'll do. Cade Cunningham is the chameleon. Any type of bucket you want, any way you want it, he got it, and he's about to give it to you. He's about to give you that. Don't feel left out. Let's get into it, man. I don't want to keep yapping too much. Y'all already know how we give it up. I like his game. Simple, smooth. When it comes down to choosing my NBA franchise, I will be keeping an eye out for Mr. Cade. Mr. Cunningham. Word. Let's get into it.
You get used to this. Losses pile up. Another season fades into the background. But it's not like you ever thought it'd be anything more. 17 years until this past season. Faint moments of hope, constantly beaten down by the reality of the game. So you protect yourself. You stop expecting anything. You move on. You think about the past more than the future. It becomes a cloak, a piece of armor. Because if you don't care, you can't be disappointed. So yeah, you get used to this. There's a certain brevity within all Pistons fans. No theatrics or illusions. Just the long, drawn-out silence of a rebuild. So what changed? What does it take for a city to feel something again? To move past the hurt, the lost years, the forgotten promises? It starts with one game, one moment, one player.
Yes,
a
sir.
presence so undeniable, so electric, that Detroit can't help but care again. Can't help but hope that maybe, just maybe, this is the start of something real. After over a decade of guards that didn't pan out and big men built for different eras, the Pistons fan base was disillusioned. They knew their roster wasn't good enough to make a run, knew there wouldn't be any free agents waiting for them in the offseason, and at this point had no reason to think that the lottery would reward them with anything other than a developmental prospect. 2021 was another year of pain and suffering, but finally there was someone waiting for them at the end of this dark tunnel. A 6'6" jumbo playmaker walking into a league made for him, Cade Cunningham. The Motor City would have been elated to see a player like that put on a Pistons jersey at any point in time, but after everything they'd been through, it meant a little extra.
Popped up now. Which camera I'm looking at? I'm in this one?
Yeah, you're in this one right here.
Detroit, I'm all the way in. Detroit Pistons, I'm all the way in. Let's do it.
Expectations for his first season were set outside of Michigan. After dominating at Montverde and tormenting the Big 12 at Oklahoma State, Cunningham's star was enormous. National outlets everywhere announced his arrival before he stepped a foot on the court, boldly proclaiming the guard to be the future of the league.
When you go back to high school at Montverde, he was the best player on one of the best high school teams we've ever seen. U19 national team, wins a gold medal, averages almost a triple-double per 40 minutes, alongside Jalen Green, alongside Evan Mobley, alongside Tyrese Halliburton, was one of the best players on the floor. Then he drags Oklahoma State, a very mediocre Oklahoma State team, to the NCAA tournament. He beats Baylor. He puts 40 on Oklahoma. So I think he has a Luka Doncic type of upside as a 6'8" playmaker who can make step backs, who can play pick and roll. You can use him off the ball. To me, there's no downside to Cade Cunningham.
No downside there is.
For a player like that, Rookie of the Year wasn't a goal. It was an essential step, a necessary first accomplishment to stamp himself as everything the media was saying he was. Then his first season came, and the Rookie of the Year award went to Toronto. Cade was effective and efficient, the primary source of creation on a team with a mismanaged roster full of developing talent. But he wasn't dominant. He was feeling it out, adjusting to the pace of the game, the speed of defenders, the timing of passing lanes. It was a process. And characteristically, Cunningham was in no rush. The franchise understood this, the fans understood it, and for a moment, even the media did. No one cried bust or screamed that the Pistons had made a mistake. The world congratulated Scottie Barnes and moved on. Year 2 was supposed to be a rebuttal, a reminder to his old high school teammate and to everyone who voted otherwise that Cade went #1 for a reason. There were a couple of new pieces supporting him now. A high-flying two-guard racing up and down the court in Jaden Ivey, and a steady scorer in Bojan Bogdanovic, ready to keep the offense alive when Cunningham was on the bench. The city was hesitant. They saw the building blocks being assembled, read the think piece articles from local journalists calling for optimism, and the boldest among them even dared to hope from a distance. But for the most part, it wasn't enough. They had seen too many teams with more experience unravel before the halfway point of the season.
That is true. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, like the Pistons, cause I was watching like the 2000s era when they was good. When these niggas was talking shit with LBJ in the playoffs, when it was giving LBJ the belt in the playoffs, I remember they was giving him the belt. You know what I mean? And I remember they was going bad for bad with the Celtics, prime Celtics. You know, the big three Celtics, right? So I remember when the Pistons was good, but after that team got blown up, they were ass for so long. They were so bad for so long that I low-key forgot about them. They always been around. It's like, were they ever good? I started to think, were they ever good? These niggas been irrelevant forever. Were these niggas ever good? Nigga, who even is the Pistons? Like, know what I mean? I started to think like that. These niggas would get the best pick after the best pick after the best pick, and they wouldn't do nothing. It was like, I just looked at the Pistons like the spicy 76ers. I looked at them like the dollar store 76ers. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, what are you niggas even doing in the NBA, bro? Yo, just do us a favor. Go to Europe. Go to Europe, nigga. Nigga, become the Belgrade Pistons. Nigga, I ain't gonna lie. We don't need y'all niggas here.
Cores disassemble before they even got started. The pain was still too fresh. Cade got off to a promising start, getting to his spots, calmly knocking down his looks, and constantly finding ways to keep his teammates involved. And then, only 12 games into the season, it all came undone. Lingering left shin soreness was revealed to be a stress fracture, forcing Cade into season-ending surgery. For Pistons fans, it was par for the course. Another year of potential promise stolen away. To the general public, this was the second year in a row of waiting. Another annual news cycle without any Cade Cunningham highlights and storylines. And after the public investment they poured into him before the draft, that was alarming. When the calendar turned, he'd have a chance to put some narratives to bed. But for the rest of 2023, it was nothing but rehab and ugly Twitter mentions. Maybe believing wasn't meant for Detroit.
Damn. Pray for all my Detroit niggas, man. Pray for Soul Illuminati. Lunch has never tasted this good. This is a good like thumbnail, I guess.
There were some small victories in the offseason. They found Asar Thompson in the draft. Jaden Ivey looked ready to step into a larger role, and the front office convinced Monty Williams to accept the head coaching position after his illustrious tenure with the Suns came to a close. After 3 games, Detroit was 2-1. Cade had scored over 25 points in 2 of those games, and that one loss came by a single point. Look, it wasn't much, but for a fan base numbed by years of losing, it felt like progress. Then, the losing streak erased it all. By 10 straight losses, hope had vanished. By 20, it spiraled into full-blown anguish, and it didn't stop there. The 25th...
I remember this, bro. Yo, the Pistons were so historically ass, right? They were so historically ass that that I remember just running up a bag. I'm so hey, Detroit fans, my bad, bro. Listen, bro. Don't take it too personally, but I ran up a crazy bag when y'all niggas losing. I ain't gonna lie. And it felt good. It felt good. Yeah, you got a bummy team, a sucky team, an ass team. Your team never really been good in 10 years. Like, you know what I mean? Your city's not even that good. It's cool. Like, don't take it personally. Don't take it personally your team's trash. Don't take it personally your city's ass. It's okay. It's alright. Feel me? Still love for Detroit, man. Still love for the... I almost said, whoa, that would have been wild gay.
Loss put Detroit on the precipice of breaking the kind of record no one wants to be associated with, and forced Cade Cunningham to answer another series of deflating questions.
Yeah, we're not 2-26 bad. You know what I mean?
Look at his eyes, man.
No way are we that bad.
Look at his eyes, man.
You could hear the exhaustion in his voice, see the frustration in his eyes. This was a player who barely knew what losing felt like. A generational talent stamped for NBA greatness before he could even drive. He had improved, taken his game as a scorer and playmaker to new heights in his 3rd season, and none of it seemed to make any difference. He was just a former #1 overall pick, leading the laughingstock of the league into arenas across the country. Even after his impassioned rant, the losing streak would go on for 3 more games, handing the Pistons the record for the most consecutive losses in a single season. Disaster was an...
Niggas broke a record for being ass. Imagine how crazy that is. You niggas suck so bad that you broke a record for being ass. Like whose fault it is, nigga? Bend over the chair, nigga. Bend over the chair, nigga. I'm taking out the belt, man. You deserve to get your ass beat for that, man. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Understatement. They struggled offensively, fell flat on their face defensively, and regressed under a coach who didn't look like he wanted to be there. Another year of losses. Deja vu. A cruel joke in bold lettering. It was a year dedicated to misery and repetition, hammering every Detroit basketball fan with painfully familiar messages. By now, the footage of their last great team was visibly dated, shot on cameras that couldn't compete with today's cell phones. The kids held on to stories passed down by their parents. And after years of watching, waiting for someone and some team to bring back the glory days, it felt like they were permanently out of reach.
This is sad, man.
14-68, the worst record in the history of the franchise, and one of the worst records in the history of the league. Something had to change. First, a new GM in Trajan Langdon.
Niggas was generationally ass. Yo.
Then a new coach in JB Bickerstaff, and finally a viable rotation of proven vets with winning experience. Tim Hardaway Jr., Malik Beasley, and Tobias Harris, a trio of clearly defined NBA players with immediate upside on the roster, ready to come in and play a role like a professional. They were going to be better. That was inevitable. I mean, it was nearly impossible to be any worse. The only question was how much better, and the answer depended entirely on the cool-headed creator at the center of it all, Cade Cunningham. For the first couple months, the results were unclear. The Pistons entered the new year with the same amount of wins as they had in the entire last season, and yet they were still 4 games under 500. Then, right after the holidays, Detroit went on a 5-game winning streak. The pieces were gelling, the young guys were stepping up, and most importantly, Cade was cooking.
What I said earlier, don't touch me, I'm sizzling.
Hey! Don't touch me, I'm sizzling. I'm stealing that one. I'm sizzling.
Cade still has it, comes through with that reverse he likes and scoring with this nice reverse. Wizards by 1.
Got the reverses. This nigga's editing style is too weak, man.
snaking around picks with quiet precision, trapping defenders on his hip and forcing bigs to decide between an automatic mid-range jump shot or a perfectly placed lob thrown right over their heads. He wasn't promising anymore. He wasn't developing. He was walking like a superstar and talking like one too. And when the All-Star game came around, the whole country took notice. For the first time since Grant Hill, the Pistons had a young All-Star leading the charge, a jersey to buy, a favorite player to fight for at the lunch table, a legitimate reason to look forward to those 6 o'clock tip-offs after work or school. And in the next couple months, the good times kept rolling. They'd hit 20 wins, then 30, and in a blink of an eye, 40, 44 wins and 38 losses. A winning record, 1 year removed from clawing their way to double-digit victories. And when it was all said and done, a playoff matchup against the New York Knicks. Game 1 in Madison Square Garden was hard fought. Cade, Tobias Harris, and Malik Beasley kept the Pistons in it until the Knicks pulled away. Then in Game 2, Cade Cunningham took over. 33 points and 12 rebounds on 52% from the field. A calming onslaught of bump fades and tough finishes en route to a huge upset in New York City. Back in Michigan, the whole state was buzzing. It felt like a dream, an untranslatable feeling sweeping through every neighborhood and apartment complex for miles. It was more than just a game 2. It was what the game meant. The binding stamp of a defining cultural shift. The first playoff win in 17 years. The budding resurgence of a team stuck in the rebuild for years. The beginning of the future.
What y'all gotta do is begin to get some better jerseys. Because these jerseys are ass. So do that.
They had nearly given up on. Game 3 was an event, a playoff game back in Detroit, a packed house with exciting conversations echoing off every wall in the building until they all came to a swift hush. The lights dimmed, 2 pillars of fire erupted out of the shot clocks, and every person in the building held their breath as John Mason took the mic to deliver a booming intro for a stoic superstar. It had been a long time coming, longer than any fan base should have to endure. But Detroit basketball was back. As the series went on, the Pistons never backed down. Cade continued powering the offense without a single hitch. Asar Thompson took on whatever assignment Bickerstaff handed him and defended with every ounce of effort he could summon. The vets kept on producing, setting the tone in the huddle and knocking down the open looks that came their way. Sadly, it just wasn't enough. Jalen Brunson played like a man possessed, and Karl Anthony Towns reminded the world how talented he was. The season ended in Game 6 after a torrid fourth quarter from both teams. A somber finale to an electrifying season. Just like that, it was over. A first-round exit to follow up a historic one-year comeback. You might assume the fans left the building dejected, but in Detroit, they walked back to their cars with their heads held high. Even if they weren't ready yet, that was enough for them to believe that one day they would be.
Look at them boys, man. Them boys happy in Detroit, man. Them boys happy. Yo, them boys happy to be in the playoffs, man. It's a good vid, man. It's a good vid.
It's been a long time coming. There's no denying that. Years and years of watching hopeless teams get kicked around by the rest of the league, wondering when it would finally be their turn again. No one would ever say it wasn't painful, but if you asked a Pistons fan, they'd just as quickly tell you it was all worth it. Countless nights spent hiding their fandom and anonymity, all for this moment, when they could finally say they have a future they can believe in, a star worth celebrating, a city waking back up. There's really no roadmap for a rebuild, and no one timeline that fits all sizes. Some franchises overhaul in a couple seasons. Some spend decades stuck in irrelevance. All you could do is hold on and trust that one day it might all end. And when it inevitably does, you'll be grateful you had the strength to see it through. So don't lose that jersey. Hold on to that hat and keep that poster up for a few more years. The turnaround might not be on the horizon, but trust us, it's on its way.
Shit, man. Yo, shout out to Half Past Noon, man. Shout out to Half Past Noon, bro. You doing your big one. I like these type of like mixing the art with the sports. Wavy. You like Cade Cunningham right now, man. You cooking up. You're sizzling.